Hi everyone and happy Sunday. I'm Marcie Besecker, an independent demonstrator with Stamping Up from Clovis, California. Thank you so much for joining me today. So we have, well, I have to tell you a funny story. Yesterday we had a tropical storm and I live in Clovis, California, so I believe Hurricane Hillary is coming through Mexico and then kind of coming up. Well, I was recording my trekking along class so that everything can get shipped. It's all going out tomorrow. Everything's done and ready to go, so an email will be coming to you probably Tuesday. I just need to fine tune a couple things, and I'm changing my chat to live chat so I don't forget. Hello everybody. But right in the middle of the video, my husband comes in as like, he came in like several times, so that those of you that took the class, he came in one time and I said, you know, take the dog, and he's like, are you on video? I'm like, oh, I'm on video, I'm recording. But he's like, because he had just come outside from cleaning the backyard and everything right before the storm. Anyway, he came in a couple of times, so I apologize for that. But it was so windy and so stormy that I thought this tree of our neighbors was going to come down. The tree on the other side is a huge redwood tree. We took ours out because it just made a mess out of the pool. Well, theirs was blowing so hard, my husband thought for sure it was coming down, but it didn't. We were very lucky. My daughter-in-law's sister and husband, they were taking the dogs for a run because my son and daughter-in-law and grandson were watching the San Francisco game in person. And so a tree fell on them and pinned them to their car. And luckily it was at the high school, so people came over and helped them get out from underneath this huge tree that looked like it was, they like had to drag it off the car. And so the car has a dent. Dogs are fine. They were inside the car, thank goodness, because one of them's a little older and it would have not been so good. But anyway, everybody's fine. I had another friend, her fence fell down, her neighbor, between her and her neighbor. It was crazy. 15 minutes, super windy, leaves and stuff, debris everywhere. We have a ponding basin behind our house, so the dirt just kicked up, and then it rained. 15 minutes later, still as could be. I looked outside, the tree was not even moving. Everything was done. It was over. A few sprinkles after that, but some sprinkles and a really ugly, gloomy day today, but supposed to start getting warm again, so we'll see. So hello everybody. Let's see, Roxanne, how are you? Hi Barb, hello Olivia. Hi Leslie, Gloria, Annie, and Connie, welcome. Hey Brenda, hi Crystal, Trina, and Bling Bling Crafter. I always forget your name, and I know I've asked you. For some reason I want to say Sue, but I'm not sure. Old age is making me forget things. Hi Sandra, hi Linda from Pennsylvania. It's your first live. Oh, congratulations. Hi Kathy. It was like it never happened. It was bizarre. So Olivia lives, I don't know, 5 miles from me maybe. And it was crazy. My husband said the last tropical storm we had, and I'm in California, was like in 1968 or something, or at least here. But it's been, Betty, I bet it was crazy. Betty lives a little farther than that, but still in really close to me also. So yeah, it was really kind of bizarre, and then it just ended. So I was doing the class, I was recording my video for the class, and I thought, oh my goodness, my power is going to go out. So I had to keep checking the screen, making sure I was still, you know, it didn't kick me offline. Oh yay, Stephanie's coming to help me tomorrow with some projects, and she took some homework home and it's done. Yay. Yeah, it was like it never happened. So I'm excited. This week is backstage. My swaps have been done for a couple weeks. My trekking class, trekking along class is done. Everything's going in the mail tomorrow, which reminds me, I need to write a note. I did this in yesterday's video because I made a boo-boo, so you'll see. Make sure you read the notes. Silly me. I have too much on my mind. So, schedule mail pickup. I like to schedule my pickup. We have mailboxes that are, you know, like the locked boxes, so I can't put everybody's stuff in it. And my husband takes stuff to work if I have 2 or 3, 4 packages. But when it's a huge bin, he's like, can you schedule for them to come pick up? They just walk across the street and pick it up, but that way I don't have to keep watching for them because they come and go so quickly. 19, oh, maybe it was 39, Laura Ann. I thought he said 68, but it could be longer because I sure don't remember it. Hi from Visalia. Hello. You didn't get that wind? Oh, whew, it was really crazy. It was like what you see on TV when, like a hurricane, like all the leaves and everything was just going. The redwood next door just, oh. I did put some videos on my Facebook page. I'll share those to my business page if I can. No, Marsha, we are a little too north. I didn't feel it. A lot of people down south felt it. I bet Laura Ann probably felt it. But we did not. Or at least I didn't. No, today I did go get a massage today. Yay. Sometimes when you sit in a chair and you craft all day on my right side, oh, it gets sore. So I did go get my massage. I was so happy about that. So that was nice because it was a gloomy day. It was either shopping or a massage. I decided to get a massage. So anyway, I am super excited about the card we're going to do today. So I'm going to show it to you. And I know you saw it on the beginning, but I saw a color challenge that somebody posted. I added the balmy blue, but everything else was in the color challenge. So I thought that I would do a color challenge when I created my thank you cards for my July customer cards. So these went out, but look how fun. So I created the background. Colors I would not do. I would normally not do navy, night of navy for leaves on a flower, but I liked changing the colors up. I thought it was kind of fun and challenging. So we're going to show you how I'm going to show you how to create 4 cards pretty quickly. But let me give you a little bit of stuff that's coming up. So we have our September holiday bingo. That is going to be the 20th of September. It is going to be with all holiday products. So if you could RSVP to me as soon as possible, because on the 6th, I'm going to be ordering a lot of the supplies that I'm going to need. Now, I will tell you that we are going to be doing a 3D project. It is going to be a very useful project. Okay, so it's going to be larger than your normal. It's about this big project. It's not an ornament. It's something useful that you can use. I got the beauty. Oh, good, Gloria. I'm glad. Thanks, Penny. Thanks, Barb. So, thanks, Carol. So, that is going to be a great project. And then I'm going to do a card to kind of match it. So it could be like a gift set kind of thing. And then I have another card that's really cute and fun. It uses a couple different products. I will be getting a list out as soon as probably I get back because I need to get one more card done. Oh, you're welcome, Betty. Yes, everybody should be getting their catalogs. I got mine yesterday. The one I mailed to myself from my customer list. What I do is I put them in the system if you purchased from me over the last 6 months. And I sent those off to you. So I just got mine, I want to say Friday. Could have been yesterday, but I think it was Friday. So you should be getting yours really soon. Anyway, so the bingo for the holiday is going to be fun. I am going to have a really fun giveaway for that bingo. So if you play bingo, I'm going to give 2 giveaways. They're going to be pretty big giveaways. So make sure you sign up for that. And let's see what else. My paper share. It's going to be September 6th. I can purchase it. And so if you would like to participate in that, you will get a quarter package of each of the papers, the new papers, so that you can give them a try them out, see what you like. And then sometimes it never fails. I usually have a leftover pack of the paper share, and I usually have one, thank goodness, because sometimes I'm working on a project and I just need a little bit more of that paper, and the paper share is perfect. Can you let us know what stamps, etc. you'll be using? Gloria, I will be doing that as soon as I come back because I don't have my 4th card created yet. I know we're going to be using the Oh Holy Night, but I know there's 2 stamp sets, so I have to look and see which one it is. And we're going to be using, um, I'm looking over there. We are going to be using the one, and I don't know all the names of them, the one with the polar bear. We're going to use part of that, but we're also going to be using, well, the rest I'm giving you, you don't need it. So, yeah. So the polar bear one, we're going to be using that. And then we're going to be doing something else that I can't tell you yet because I don't know for sure. Yes, the bingo, yes, the sign up for the bingo should be listed below. Should say September bingo. If it's not listed below, which I think it is on my blog. So you can definitely sign up now for that bingo, and also the paper share is on there to register. Yeah, the Holy Night stamp set. I mean, the whole suite is amazing. The paper is gorgeous. The ribbon has to be one of my very, very favorites in the new catalog for sure. It is absolutely beautiful. That sparkle is just so pretty. I'm more of a silver person, but I have a feeling this year it's going to be gold. So, because I think I'm going to have to use that ribbon or tie it in somehow. So, I think that's it. You guys know there's a kit sale going on right now. The paper pumpkin right now, I have to tell you, is so pretty. I love anything with this kind of theme to it. And then I showed you also earlier that I did receive this notebook. And for the notebook, you must be a Paper Pumpkin subscriber. So even if you subscribe just for this month, which is totally worth it, you can purchase this for $15. You get this gold clip with it. It's a hardbound. It's got 2 pages of stickers on here. So let me show you. They're the same thing, 2 pages. So you can have that. And then it's just paper. A really nice notebook. The back is hard also. Plenty of space to put your stickers on there if you want, or on the front. I like how they left that space up there because there's some really nice things that say, I will cherish this moment. Gratitude journal gives you a little title right here if you want to put that up there. Grateful, thankful, hopeful. I mean, just some really fun thing. Our family. You can write little notes or add pictures, turn this into like a scrapbook. So it's really cool. And I think it's a great gift. So if you are a subscriber, you might consider purchasing an extra one this month. Going in and purchase your 2. I'm going to see if there's a number on here. I said it the other day, but I threw my bag away. Oh, you know what? It's right here. It is right here next to the heart on the left side. The number is 163270. And that is the number for the notebook. And if you subscribe today for Paper Pumpkin, you could go immediately and add these to your cart and get those. So don't miss out on those. I think those are great ideas for lots of things. Hello from Southern California. Hello, Debbie. Lots of rain, but no wind. Yeah, we have rain now. Our wind was yesterday for a little while. That's it. It is pretty, Linda. And the kit looks great. So, and remember, with Paper Pumpkin, a lot of people think, oh, it's a subscription. You can subscribe for 1 month only. You could subscribe for 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, or you could just subscribe and you'll get it, but you can always pause it. If it's something that you see a sneak peek and you're like, oh, that's not for me, pause it. And then just make sure you go back and unpause it. I'm not sure if it automatically unpauses. I would say double check because I don't know. I think I paused once. But anyway, you can double check, make sure if you see sneak peeks, if you don't like it, pause it and then go right back in and keep getting it. There's nothing more frustrating than pausing or not being subscribed, and then a kit comes up that you're like, oh, you wish you would have had it and the date has passed. So you have until the 10th to purchase this one, but the notebooks are while supplies last because those are add-ons. So don't forget that. All right, I think that's it. Let's just get busy. So the only thing coming up for me is holiday bingo in September. Birthday bingo will be in October, but I don't have a sign up for that yet. And paper share. So I don't have any classes scheduled quite yet. I'm going to get through my August because it's been super busy. I've had a wonderful time with my brother's family, and they just left yesterday. So now it's Wednesday we leave to backstage. So it is going to get busy, but then calm down a bit. All right, I know my hands look washed out a little bit. I tried to brighten up my camera a little, so hopefully it is not going to be too bad. My hands do look kind of weird, but I think the project is going to be a little brighter down here. I don't know why it's been kind of dark to me, so I decided to brighten it up. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you the colors that were on the challenge, the color challenge that I saw a demonstrator post. So she had Fresh Freesia, Wild Wheat, Night of Navy, and Berry Burst. And like I told you, I added Balmy Blue in there because I wanted to add a little something else. So we're going to go ahead and add that. So I'm going to show you how I did this. And we're going to make 4 cards. It's super simple. I love doing DSP. I'm going to take 2 mats of mine, my piercing mats, and put that under because this is polymer stamps. These are polymer stamps I'm going to be using. I'm going to start with my largest one, which is going to be Berry Burst, which is my flower. So I'm going to bring this in. I hope it doesn't look too washed out for you guys. I'm kind of testing my brightness to give us a little better color here. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to start out with the largest one, which is the flower, and I'm doing Berry Burst. And I am just, make sure you realize, okay, your card is going to be cut in quarters, okay? So you kind of want to make sure you get a little bit of everything on each quarter. Some people will take and draw a pencil mark for their quarter because you're going to be cutting these down anyway to the correct size. I just kind of like to just start towards the middle. All right, so it doesn't have to be exact, but I want to space them out so that I know they're going to be on each card. Okay, and it doesn't have, ooh, you know what? I just realized something. Let me see if I can grab, let me grab another one of these. I don't want to get it on my mat. I have one in here that didn't tear off so pretty out of my drawer. So this is what it looked like, and I was like, well, that's not very pretty. So let's just put this here. And just kind of make sure that you're on your mat. So I'm just going to kind of crease it a little just so I can kind of know where I'm at here. All right, so and just feel it. You can feel it, know that you're on there. All right, so I want to go off. That's why I'm kind of, all right. Thank you, Crystal. Okay, so just, okay, we're just going to kind of make sure we're getting them kind of everywhere we want. Because sometimes when you don't think you need as much and you're adding it on, then all of a sudden you're like, you don't even see your flowers. And even though this card is kind of covered up quite a bit with your images on the top, you still want to have that color peeking out. You want to make sure you're getting those colors that you want, right? So, and some of this is you're going to be cutting off, so you don't want to do a tiny bit. You want to do a decent amount. I'm just going to add some there because you do trim up also around the outside. So you want to make sure you're not trimming all of this off, and then you won't have any pink right there, but that's okay. All right, so that's the main color. So I just definitely want to make sure that I get that on there. The other thing we want to do is you want to stamp, and I'm going to only stamp one just so you kind of know that you need to go over and stamp, but you need to stamp 4 because we're making 4 cards because we're doing one full sheet, but I've already pre-done that. But you want to stamp 4 of each of everything that we're going to stamp on here, okay? All right, so there's that. Now we're going to go to our leaf because it's the next largest. Hello, Miss Donna. How are you? For those of you that may not remember, Donna and I hung out in, not in Australia, yeah. No, in Paris and London and Norway. We had a wonderful time. All right, so now you want to make sure you have 4 of those. We're going to just do one, like I said, because I've already pre-did those. So we're going to make sure this is on the paper again. And now, as much as you can, make sure your leaves are up to your flowers, okay? So, and if you layer over a little bit, it's okay because, thanks Leslie, because we are going to, they're going to be so layered up on top of the card. Remember, we're going to be layering a lot of stuff on the card. So if it overlaps a little bit, it's okay. You want to get that color on here. If your flower is like this, which is going to be this side, and you obviously this would go here, I just put this here, or I also turn it where you've got the 3 leaves right there, and I just kind of do that. You just want to add, I'm going to do it again here for this flower, but kind of come closer. Okay, so you're just adding a little bit of that blue in there. You just don't want to leave it. So we're just going to fill in our blue. And I kind of have a big corner over here empty. So I'm going to do some of it with the blue, and then we'll put something else over there. All right. Same thing here. I'm just going to kind of come in like this and just add. So it just starts looking, you know, at some point it just starts looking really good, and then you're like, ooh, I think I'm going to stop there. And it tends to be that I always do more. I know, Donna, we went to Australia, I think I told you in like 2017 or something, but I would love to go back. Especially now that I have somebody to visit. I was visiting the Rock when I was there and the Sydney Opera House before. It would be so much more fun to come visit you. All right. Okay, so this guy doesn't have any. So I'm just going to swing like those 2 right there. So just around the corner a little bit, just so you have something there, right? Okay, and so you're going to see this big open spot here. Don't even worry about it. We are going to fill that up. So don't stress about spots because we are nowhere close to done yet. All right, the next thing, we're going by size. Remember, the only thing we're not doing by size is our baby blue because it's going to be kind of a filler. So we're going to go with Fresh Freesia next. And so by doing this, this will help you on what colors we're doing what. This one is Fresh Freesia. And yes, these stamps are distressed, so you can tell that like right here, they're a little bit lighter. This side is, the right side on this is a little bit lighter, and that's okay. But remember, like, see how nice and dark that is? You just need to make sure you stamp it and then stamp right away. Don't wait a while because it tends to bubble up a little bit. And I think a lot of it has to do with it being a new stamp. Okay, and then it also has to do with having residue still from the factory or whatever, so you want to make sure. Okay, see how I'm just kind of going off on some edges too. You don't have to go on all of them because we have other stuff to fill in, but you kind of want to make sure that you're giving it a good amount. Like I said, remember, this is going to be cut and you want to have a little bit of all the flowers on here. Okay, I'm going to do this one here. So if you think about it, this one could use a little bit more right there. Even though we're going to be trimming some off, you just want to make sure that each of your images are going to have some of those flowers. Okay, so that's good. So we're going to leave that one. All right, now wild wheat is next. Let's bring this in. We're going to do this little flower right here. So look how pretty those just go together really well. All right, so now let's bring this in. What's nice now is you've got some little flowers. I can tell you right now, I'm gonna want to add another flower. because this is a pretty big space, but that's okay. Let's fill it up first and see what happens. We can always go back. All right, I'm going to add that. So just kind of turn it around, fill in your spaces. And when you have a space, don't do it right in the middle because you might want to add another one close by. So kind of make sure, especially like this area here. Okay, so now you're going to be thinking, okay, it's in quarters. Okay, so I'm going to come over here and I'm going to add one. I'm going to add right here. So I just want that color in there. Remember, for this particular paper, it's going to be covered up quite a bit. So you don't need to leave a whole lot of space and not overlap and all that, because you want, this color is a lighter color, so it's definitely my filler. So just keep turning and put it wherever you want. I'm going to do another one right here. And maybe right in there. Okay, for now I'm going to leave it. We're always going to go back and kind of fill in, and you'll see what I'm talking about. All right, so there's that flower. Hello, Susan. How are you? Okay. All right, so now we're going to bring in our balmy blue. And I know this is, you're going to be like, wait, what? But this is going to be these flowers here. So that's this one right here. I'm just doing the flowers. I'm not doing the stems, okay? So take the flowers, and now we're going to fill in some space. We're just going to fill in. And it goes really light, so don't worry about if you're stamping over stuff. It's okay. But you definitely want to get it kind of all over. So you see how it's just filling that white space up? And it's okay that it's filling up and touching other stuff. Normally, I would say try not to get it to overlap, but because this card is just going to be a background and it was a color challenge, I just decided we're going to fill it up. See how pretty it's coming together? Hi, Carol. All right, so make sure you're getting some edges because these are going to be trimmed. You want to make sure that you're going to get some once you even trim off your little pieces. And remember, what you trim is going to go on the bottom of your card on the inside. Now, I'm just going to color, I'm just going to stamp. Let me move this over a little bit. I'm just going to go like this. This has already been stamped, so there's a little bit of color on there, but I want more color there. And I just kind of press on the top part because it doesn't, you don't need to have it all the whole thing all the time. All right, so just kind of get your color in there. See how light that is right there? You're just getting some color in there. And then once you cut your cards, if you feel the need to add something else, you definitely can. All right, but we're not done. Of course not. Okay. So we've got a whole lot of our white spaces taken care of. All right, so there we go. So let's stop with that for now. See how quick this is going? You just fill it up, get your color on there, and then you can kind of decide. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we need to bring in our black. And we're going to take the center of our flower. Remember, 4 of everything on this. Okay? So we need 4 of each because we're doing a full card. And then you're also going to need 4 of these. Okay, so here I have it here. If I can get it off here. So 4 of those and 4 of those. Okay, so this is what you need, 4 of each. All right, so will create your 4 cards for you. All right, so with this, we're going to move this over because I'm going to do something with those leaves in a minute. But right now, we're going to take this in and we are going to add this to the center of these. And what I did is I just made sure that this one big branch that kind of goes out, which is this guy right here. Okay, this is the way that I want them to go on. So we're just going to put these little guys right on here. Now this one's really off the page, but I'll show you on some of them. You definitely want to add. I don't know if I have any off the page. So if this was, you could just add just the tiniest little speck. Even though I think that's going to be trimmed off, that's okay. I just wanted to show you, I added to everything that could possibly look like it would have been there. You want to add it. I sound congested. I think my allergies are up again because I think the cottonwood trees around us blew quite a bit yesterday. And see, like we could do this one too. There we go. And yeah, so everything in the air is just kind of crazy. All right, so that is good. Next thing is we're going to take the splatter. So see this right here? We're going to take that and do black. That's where we're going to come fill in some of these spots that still have a little bit of white. You can go right on top of the blue. Notice that this is curved a little bit right there, so I turned the paper. I'm going to do it right in here so it just kind of curves. Same with this one here. That's a lot of blue right there, so we're just going to cover that up. And remember, it's going to be all cut up, so I want to add this, I'm going to add a little bit. Just add it. So see how it's kind of coming together? I know some people don't like grunge. Some people don't like this kind of stuff. And then they're like, oh, but you're messing it all up. But once you layer everything up on it, it just kind of gives you that different feel to it. More artsy, I guess. I'm just kind of filling in a few spots that are really light. And then I just kind of stand back and look at it and kind of get an idea of what else I want to, you know, where else I want to stamp. Okay, so I think that's good. Like I said, you're layering up on it anyway, so just kind of go for it. There we go. And remember, where's the 4 corners that we had right here? See, this was that open spot. And yes, we could have added another flower in the middle, but it's fine. Because when you cut this, you're going to have 3 flowers, and that's good enough. Is 3. Now the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to move this aside. We're going to bring in our splatter. Let's wipe this off. I had black on it. Okay, we don't want black. I'm going to turn this around so we have a little clean spot over here. Actually, I don't really need this anymore, but that's okay. We'll use it real quick. And I did my 4, so we're going to bring in our 4. And this just looks super plain, so we're going to fix that, but we're going to do tone on tone. Thank you guys so much for the thumbs up. I appreciate that so much. All right, so now what I'm going to remember is I don't think I stamped off. No. So just stamp color on color. You're just adding texture. So look how this one has nothing on it. There we go. So look at the difference between those. See the difference on this one has the speckles on it, this has nothing. So add a little bit of texture. Is the coloring, the brightness and everything okay for you guys? I have the monitor I have it on is kind of wonky, but it just looks weird. But I like it lighter so you guys can see it. I think it was just getting dark and I didn't change anything. I don't know why it was getting darker. But I feel like at least now it's a little lighter. You guys can see it. Oops, hello. All right, so there's 3. There we go. So now we have a little bit of splatter on all of our leaves. And that is done. The easy thing to do is to think, I'm going to cut my white papers and then grab my white paper and then design it. Well, if you do that, then you're going to have to design each one. And yes, your flowers will be perfectly placed, which, you know, isn't the best thing because you don't want it to look like, you know, you fixed it all. But what's nice is now you have a full sheet. We're going to cut it up. We're going to have strips left over to go on the inside of the card. My friend said this reminds her of my cup. Look at that. Isn't that funny? All right. So let's take our trimmer. What we're doing is we are going to have, and I already pulled out 4 of everything. You're going to do a Night of Navy card base. You're going to do the wild wheat on the inside. When I trimmed my wild wheat to 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. Okay. Then we're going to add the little strip that came off of it. And then this is 4 by 5 1/4. All right. And then we're going to add a strip also at the bottom. Then we want our wild wheat on top. This reminds me of like our school colors. Isn't that cool? We're going to add this on top, and then we're going to add the paper. So again, this is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. So we need these to be 4 by 5 1/4. And then you're going to use the scallop. So let's do 5 1/4 and 5 1/4. Okay, let's move that over. And this is going to be by 4. So see how you have a little bit of everything on there. Now I look at this and I think, okay, I want this, this, and then this has plenty on the side. So let's do 4 right here. I wouldn't want to do that because you would take off most of it over here. So we're going to put that over there. And then bring this in. We're going to go to 4. You have plenty of the colors that you want. And this one is a little bit here, so let's cut off on that side. Because you're still going to get a little bit, and you have this up here too, so you have it all over. So just kind of eyeball it and figure out what you want. So there's our 4 panels. And we have 4 pieces. Let's see. Let's cut this one down to 4 because we know I'm going to go just a tad over 4 just so we have enough room to trim on our paper. So let's just leave that. All right, so now let's put our pieces together. Let's start with the inside of our card. So here's one. Let's bring this in. And this one's my smallest one. I just want to make sure it's going to fit, and it will. And it doesn't really matter which way this faced because it's still going to fit on there, right? All right, so let's add this. Now, if I was going to take a piece off of this, if it was too long, I would probably take this piece because it has a big piece of the wild wheat there and a smaller piece over there. And so I would take it off of this so it would be on both ends. And then we have this. So we're going to use our glue, and this is a little long. It just came off my piece of paper that I trimmed for the inside. I do too, Renee. Any kind of grunge or splatter, speckles, I love it. Love it, love it, love it. It just adds a little more texture to your project. And because this is so artsy, the do-it-yourself DSP, I like to, you can add whatever you want to. And look through other stamp sets. I've said this over and over. Look through other stamp sets. See what you like. See what you have that, you know, might go in there. You might have something with little circles or, you know, whatever you want. Just kind of go through and add. All right, we're going to pull out our wild wheat. Just got adhesive right there on my finger. There we go. I was just kind of laughing at myself getting ready for backstage. I'm packing my clothes and I'm thinking it's going to be super hot, and it's raining right now there, but it's supposed to be, it's like here, it's raining here now, but it's been hot. It's still warm, but I'm like, oh gosh, I hope I don't have to worry about like closed-toed shoes because it's going to be wet, you know. All right, what did I get on here? More adhesive. All right, so there's that. We're going to set that one aside. And I won't bore you with doing all four. Well, you know what? It won't take that long. Let's just, okay, so we're going to lay this one back up there. It won't take long. Let's just do all four. This is how I roll. This is what I would normally be doing when I create like this. I do, in fact, sometimes what I do, I don't just do it one sheet. I usually do like 8 or 9 sheets. About 9, because that's about 36. I mean, it just depends on what I want to do. If I'm doing them for a class, if I'm doing them for customer thank you cards, it just depends on how many I want. And then usually I do some extras to have extras. Oh, Carol, thank you. You're so sweet. I give those people credit because I look at some of the stuff they create and I'm just like, oh my gosh. I mean, thank goodness they give us the fun stuff to create with. They're just kind of coming up with stuff, and I don't know if I could do that. Give it to me and ask me to do it, that's probably a different story. But as you guys know, and I've mentioned it before and I'm sure you guys have too, is what's funny is you've got to be in the mood. Like sometimes people will say, oh, can you create with this stamp set? And I will, but it may take me a week, a month, whatever to do it because I either have other things planned already or I can't come up with anything, you know. I'm looking at that set like, what am I going to do with that? And there's still sets I buy that I'm like, I really like it. I want to use it. I can't wait. But then when I go to use it, I'm like, it's not, I walk out of my room and I go tell my husband, yeah, I'm not feeling it. So I'll watch TV or wait till the next day or whatever. And then the next day I could be in here and sometimes he'll come in and I'll be like, I'm on a roll. Don't bother me. Like, okay, I'll be out there in a little bit, but I got to finish this. And if I'm on a roll, that's when I want to stay in here all night. Like, I could get so much done when I'm on a roll. But you just have to, I'm sure you guys know, you got to be in that mood. So like yesterday, I created my third card, my third project for bingo. For bingo. And when I was doing that, I was like, I wasn't feeling very crafty once I did that card, I was kind of done. I was tired. Okay, see how right here we have the wild wheat, but nothing over here? So this is the part I'm going to cut off, but to me, it looks like it goes like this. So I'm going to glue it this way. So I'm going to glue right there and then cut the other part off. So instead of creating my 4th bingo card, although I really liked my 3rd bingo card and I was really happy with it, I was kind of tired and I just decided not to do my 4th one, but I was finishing up a TV show. So what did I do? I sat here and die cut everything out for that card. So now that one's completely prepped for a lot of people, and I may need to make more. It depends on what the holiday bingo brings. But I did a lot of the work on it already, so that's kind of nice because that's done already. All right, so this one I can go back to this way. Being right-handed, this is easier. And normally I would let it hang out this side, so I just cut one edge, but it's just easier because I'm right-handed to do it that way. So we'll just cut both of these sides. Okay, now we'll glue that down. See, we're doing 4, it won't take very long. Everything's prepped and done. Really now it's just assembling. And when you get packages from me for either bingo or class, I try to put your insides on the inside. That way you know exactly what you need to put together and do. Okay. Oh yeah, Deborah, I think it will be. I watched a video today and the lady said, because I was worried about how I was going to get from the airport to the hotel. Should I do Uber or Lyft or a taxi? But everybody said taxi is the cheapest, so I think that's the right route I'm going to go. I watched a video of a lady that did that. All right, one more. She looks like a vlogger for like locations and stuff. And so I'm going to do the same thing. I want that, but I think I'm going to turn it. No, I think I'll do it this way again. There's no reason. I just think it looks better to do it this way. So anyway, she said the taxi was much better. Oh, Carol, you're so sweet. Thank you. Thanks, Gloria. It was funny, when I was younger, I always thought I wanted to go into doing some kind of design. I also thought of doing like a Pixar animated kind of thing when I was in college, or before college, but I didn't do that. I chose something else. Apparently I wanted to work with attorneys. Silly me. All right. But I always thought that would be really cool. Something fun. But I guess I'm taking my crafty outlet out this way. My mom was very crafty. She did ceramics and she... Oh, I was going to show you guys something. Oh, it's not in here. Darn it. I thought I brought it in here. That my mom made. And she does a lot of... She did a lot of crafting. And ceramics mainly, but painting on ceramics. So I'll have to show you. I'll try to remember to bring it in next time. But I remember my mom, she always had like a little desk and area that over in her corner of the living room, and she sat there and crafted all the time. Mainly it was ceramics, like I said. She did crochet, but it was mostly ceramics that I remember her doing over in her little studio area. All right, so there is that. I finished. Here's our flowers that I cut all up. So we have those, and we have our little centers here. All right, so we're going to go ahead and add our pieces here. Let's do that because, you know, I like to assemble my things as much as possible, and then we'll work on our stamping. And now I look at this, even though it's covered up and you're not going to see, I think I'm going to do this because this goes towards the middle, but this goes outward, this goes up. So I'm going to do it this way. I don't know why it makes a difference. It really doesn't, because you're going to have your panel over on top of it. So I'm really loving this wild wheat. I mean, you would not think that this would be on a card with flowers and everything, but I just love this color. It looks rich to me. Now at first I'm gonna have to say it looked like baby puke, but now I just really like it. I guess because you can make it really look like it's gold. Carol, you are right. It is never too late, but I'm kind of enjoying my craft that I chose now, so. All right, so there we go. Oops. Oh, I didn't put it on here. That one I did. This one I didn't. And there's no reason not to put it on already. We don't have any ribbon tied around this or anything. So we can just go ahead and add our panels on. Now look, I just did exactly the opposite. That's covered up. You're going to see a lot of pink right here, so I want to see blue right there. So that's good. There we go. See how quick it is? I mean, it really didn't take much time. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, that's my second of 3. I might have to do a refill. I thought I had 2. I was like, oh, I'll be good for the video. Once you get that DSP, and that's why when you have all of your inks out and all of your stamps on your blocks, if you're doing 1 sheet, you might as well do, you know, 10 sheets. Be done with it. Make a bunch of them. Even if you're only going to make a few cards, save it for later. Save it for a completely different design, but the same paper. Or switch your colors up. You know how many, I think what have I done? 3, I think, with this stamp set. But they look completely different because I've used different colors. And you can just make it look a lot different. Just by changing your colors, changing your design, whatever you want to make look a little bit different. Like I said, this was a color challenge, so I was like, all right, let's try it. This one you're probably not going to see, but this you can, so I want to make it look upright. Do you guys do your own paper at all? Hi, Joy. All right, so now there's our 4 cards. The next thing we're going to do is we are going to bring back in this. And we are going to stamp our sentiment. And it is right here. And the sentiment is from Hope You Know. So just saying thank you doesn't seem like enough. Hope you know how much your kindness is appreciated. Now you can change that. You're the sunshine that brightens so many of my days. Wishing you comfort. Because of the design I'm doing, I'm going to stick with this, because if you look here, see how it comes down, and it's, you know, if I would have done another flower or a few extras to put on there maybe, but I'm going to go ahead and leave it like this. So I want to bring in my black ink. I like to put my silicone mat on it. Just kind of holds my ink in place a little better. I'm going to stamp on my scratch paper here. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go down just a bit and over to the left just a bit. You don't want it right on the edge. Okay, so there's one. And I brought out 4. Two. 3. See, it's so much easier, and this is kind of what I do, is I do it in, what I would do is I have all my DSP all cut and ready to go in a stack, and everything would be in a stack, and then I would take these all out and I would stamp all the sentiments on them, and then I would do all the flowers, everything that I need to die cut, and I would stamp all those, and I would have them in individual ones of my little things, and have them all ready to go. Okay, so now I'm going to add our dimensionals. Sometimes we're watching TV and I'll pull out something like this with all my thank you cards or customer cards or whatever, and I'll be putting all my dimensionals on while we're watching TV, because that's just kind of time consuming, but you don't really have to be paying close attention. They're already ready to go, already stamped or die cut or whatever, and then I just add the dimensionals. That way the next day that saves me time and I'm just ready to add them on. I do the same with flowers or whatever. That's a lot of what I do if I'm watching TV. That way my husband doesn't feel like I'm in here doing stuff, but he doesn't mind if I'm hanging out watching TV. Okay, so there's 4. Now I'm going to put those aside, and now we're going to make our ribbons. Now what we want to do with our ribbon, this is the one that has that, it's the twin combo ribbon. It's the one's in gold and one's in silver. It's on the online exclusive. Don't miss it. Because it is not in a catalog, but it is on the online exclusive. So I am going to make a bow, and I want it big enough so that it comes out behind the flower. See? So as long as it's kind of poking out behind the flower, if you need a little bit bigger, make your fingers out a little wider. And then I just hold that, and then I know that this has to twist around it, so I just kind of make it a little longer. All right, so I do have a video on how to make my bows. And then you can always trim it up. So we're just going to do a double bow. So see, you have enough bow and you have enough tail to play with that. I do like to give myself a little extra ribbons just so I can play with it, and I know that I'm going to have enough if I need to make it smaller, but you can get pretty precise if you don't have to have it this long. Now you're going to notice on this ribbon too, on one side it's got kind of white in the middle. It's like a raw side. I mean, you really have to look at it, but you could take your ribbon and twist it, and then twist it, and then twist it, so you have all of the right sides up. But you really can't tell that much. All right, so I'm probably wasting a bit on this video because I'm just doing it quickly, but that's okay. But I do have a video on how I do my bows, so you guys can check it out. All right, so there's our bows. Now, let's go ahead and add our sentiment on. And the reason I'm going to go ahead and add this first is these are all kind of hanging off. You also want to make sure you have enough space to get everything on without it hanging off your card. So let's go ahead, but we still want your sentiment to be centered. Okay, so let's take this. I'm just going to put them in here. All right, so see how much you're covering up? Okay, so that one's good. Thank you, Carol. So try to pick out your color palette. Take a look and see, go on Pinterest. Go on Pinterest and just type in color combinations. Even put in Stampin' Up color combinations. So many will come up. And then pick and choose what you're doing. If you're doing flowers, which is the easiest to do, I think, is pick out which colors you want. And obviously, you don't even have to have green, right? Pick out your colors, kind of what you're looking for. And then go ahead and decide which is your large color. What I normally do is I will do this and put my stamp on it, and then bring in, this, and I would do this. And so I know which flower is going to be what, and then that kind of helps you, number one, keep track of what you're stamping because you know what's going with what flower. And it just is kind of helpful to continue stamping in the same flower, same color. All right, so there's that. We have those done. The next thing we're going to do is let's bring those in, but let's also bring in our large flowers. 1, 2, 3, 4. These I cut ahead of time. And we'll do our leaves. Okay, so let's bring those in first. The leaves we don't need quite yet. Let's push those aside, but we do need to add these. Okay, so what I do is I hold it on the end and just kind of fan them up a little bit. You don't need a lot. And then I'm going to add glue right here on the bottom. And I go up a little bit. I get that one flower that has that one little area. These two right here that are up a ways. I don't take the glue all the way to the top. And then it looks like it's angling this way, and that's where I go. I put that right in the bottom. And those two that have the glue on it, I just put those down, and we're going to let those dry. All right, we're going to do here, here. Same thing, kind of right where that empty spot is where I put the end. So see how it's on here? See how you've got that white spot right there? That's kind of where I put it. feather them just a little bit. You just don't want them flat. Give it a little bit of body. Okay. And same thing. All right. This paper is beautiful. I'm very late. Did you? Oh, I made it, Patricia. All right, we're going to put that right there. All right, so those are going to be set over and dry. Now let's go back in here and let's get our leaves, and we're just going to put them up. And they go pretty much to the top. I want to see more leaf because your flower is going to cover this down here. You can angle your leaf, you can put it straight, you can put it semi-straight, whatever you want. I kind of went very close to the top because I want to see as much of my leaf as I can, and it's going to fill up that space. So let's go ahead and we're just going to glue it. So what I did, this down here is going to be, you're going to have dimensionals covering all this up, so you don't really have to worry about it. Our glue sticks really well. And because we're sticking this way up at the top, you definitely want to make sure you have glue. You don't need to put it on the stem because you have plenty that's going to hold your project. But be careful once you set that down, leave it where it goes because you don't want adhesive all over the place. Okay, there we go. So that's one. Yeah, we did one piece of DSP and now we're just creating the cards from it. So I just really wanted to show you guys just how easy it is. You know, adding glue over your project is probably not the best idea. If you just want to do one sheet of paper, and don't give up on it, because a lot of times you'll think, oh no, that looks terrible, and you'll throw it away. And then honestly, the next morning, you'll pull it back out of the trash because you'll be like, you know what? That actually looks pretty good. So don't give up on it. You can add some colors. You can change some colors. You can use word dyes and just take pieces out of it because you like the colors, but maybe you don't like it for what you originally were going to use it for. So you can definitely use it for something else. I would cut a piece out of the middle so you can use the pretty paper on the other. Oh, you could definitely use like, let's say the smaller of the scallop die, or you could use like something like this. This was from another project, but look at all these little center stitched squares I have. You could definitely pull that out and use it for something. So you could definitely do that, especially when you're layering another layer right here, because sometimes, you know, if you go back here, you can feel it. But if you layer it up a lot, then you really don't need to do that. So, all right, let's do this one. You could do, you know, whatever fits, or you just want to make sure whatever you're cutting out is going to be smaller than this. And if this is raised, you definitely want to make it smaller because you can see the, you know, paper underneath or whatever, and then you can tell that you cut it out. You don't want that. All right, I'm just going to move this one up a tad. So see how easy it is? Once you get the paper done and your colors chosen, you've already stamped your images when you did your background. So just cut those out. And I'll be really honest, a lot of times what I do is I will do the paper and I have no idea what I'm going to do with the project. I'll be like, okay, I've got my paper. And then, so obviously I know what stamp set I'm going to use. But then it's like, okay, do I want them horizontal? Do I want them vertical? Do I want to put a panel on top? You know, because this paper is so busy, you really don't want to add your flowers right on top of it, okay? Because if you put your your flowers right on top, you're not going to see them. It's going to be way too busy. But you could add vellum. You could take your vellum and maybe emboss it with an embossing folder and add it on top. You'll still see the colors in the background, but you just won't know exactly what your project's going to, you know, be until you kind of get an idea what you want to do. And then, so now I'm just going to add my flowers. So I'm just going to glue. So yeah, once you get to, you know, get your paper done, then kind of have an idea like, all right, what am I going to do? I wanted all my leaves to show. So you see I have a leaf there. I wanted that to poke out, but I want it to hold. So let me move these and put that over there. Because I want all of this to pop up together. So we're going to put dimensionals on these, but I probably have a little bit of glue there, so that's why I put it on a silicone mat. I don't want to take the time to put it there and then it stick out on the sides if I put too much glue. So I just go right across the bottom, just add some glue, add your leaves the best you can. I'm not even looking to see if it's all the way on or not. I'm going to add, I don't want that hole right there when I add, so I'm going to slide that down. But I want all these leaves to show. But you also have to be careful. Actually, now I'm remembering what happened. That you need to make sure you can get it on your project, but still be able to read your words. So I am going to push these up a little bit more. Now that I've already taken them off and glued them. All right, we'll make it work. If I have to take them off, I will. But we're going to move this one up a little bit more too. Now I remember our spacing. Right, so you can still push it way down and still be able to see all those leaves, but it'll give you some room. All right, now we're going to put dimensionals on these. This is our next step. Let's turn these over. I don't think you need dimensionals all the way to the bottom. Like this one's a lot thinner. I'll put a little dimensional, but also I like to put it here, even though I know that glue sticks. I know it does, but I still tend to put my dimensionals there. Oh, this one's too far down. Keeps raining, it stops and then it goes and stops and then it goes. Yay. All right. So now let's bring these in. I know the bottom two are going to fit because I pushed the leaves up a little farther. So let's do those first. And then we'll see where we're at with the other ones. Oh, but we got to put our bow. Hello, Marcie. All right. So for our bow, what I did is we're going to kind of spread this out a little bit. Okay, you want your loops to kind of be layered. They don't have to be right on top of each other. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of adhesive, or you can add a glue dot. And then I'm going to lay that down right in the middle. And now I'm going to go around the dimensionals. Okay, so as best you can. I mean, it is what it is. So see, hold them around. Make this one go down. This one can come up. And this one can go out to the side. Because I want them to be spread out. I want to see our pretty bow. And now we're going to just come right up to the words. Just like that. So now we have our little gold all the way around. And we have our leaf is on the card still. I'm going to just angle that one and not make it much shorter. This one I'm going to go a little shorter and angle. So there's that. We can set that one aside. Same thing. Let's do that. Oh, thank you guys so much. I really do appreciate it. All right, so here we go again. Let's add that. I like to add it onto the project because in that way I have a little more wiggle room on moving things around. Now that looks really good, but I also don't want it to take up my adhesive. You want to make sure yours attached to your card. Okay, so I'm going to move that down. And this one can go, it'll go down, that's fine. And this one. And it looks like these two want to just go out to the side, which is fine. You're still going to get your loops. You can just move them around once you get this attached. Oops, we need a card though. And this was the one at the top, I think. Just get your card on here. There we go. And see, these you can kind of fan out, even though they're just both stuck out to the side. I have one going to the side over here. And then I have one down at the bottom. All right, so there's another one. See, once you get it going, once you have your plan of attack, it's a lot easier. Now, if you really wanted to be crazy, you could take and add another dimensional to hold these down. I'm not even worried about this little guy right here because it just kind of sticks up. And I'll show you on my other card. I'm remembering that it doesn't really attach once you layer everything on there. So you want it to be, it doesn't really matter if there's a dimensional or not. Okay, so I'm gonna separate these two, but not these. But I'm gonna put this one out, this one under, and there we go. So see, we have two here, and then you have your two. All right, so there's our third card, and we're not done. We still have more flowers to add, and we're gonna do this one with this. Same thing. Okay, so I can tell this one is way out on this side and not so much the other. So I'm going to move it over because it was stuck on that adhesive. Okay, we're going to bring this one out. Out over here, that one down, and through there. I'll bring this one up. Okay. All right, so there we go. One of my little hoops. There we go. And as long as it's out a little bit so you can see it, the gold, it just adds a little bit more. There we go. Super simple. Oh, thank you, Rosemary. I really appreciate that. All right, so now here we go. Now we have our cards. All 4 cards here. Let me see if I can get them here all on camera. Okay, here we go. And then we need to take these. We're going to take our mini dimensionals yes, I popped up the centers. So let's make sure your dimensional, the flat side goes down so that way you can get it to fit on there and you won't see it poking out the side. All right, so there's 3. There's another one hiding. Here it is. I already took off the center of this one, so I'm going to take that guy. This little guy. All right, now take your black centers and put them right on your purple flowers. Go to I have a piece of tape on here from when I was die cutting it. Okay, there's 3. And 4. Okay, so there are those. These we're going to just put a large one right in the middle. It's kind of tucked in. One will be just fine. I really do appreciate a thumbs up, you guys. It does help my channel. And it also gives me a good idea of what you guys like to see. All right, so we're going to take this and we're going to take this and oh, we got to put our hello. I'm going to just put one in the middle on these also because it's going to kind of hang over the edge of our scalloped panel. All right. Okay, so here we go. So what we're going to do, I like them to be drooping downward like that. That's how I think it is because I think it's kind of, the flower is kind of up a little bit. So I'm going to put this flower like right here. You want your dimensional on your paper, and then we're going to tuck this one in. So let's go ahead and put this guy right here. Okay, so it's on your scallop. I don't care that this is poking up. It's going to be fine. And then what I did with this one is I just slide it under, tuck it under, and you can layer it up. I'm going to turn this one a little bit, and there you go. And you can move your little ribbons up if you really want to see that guy, but it's just like a filler right there. So that is one card. Same thing. Make sure your dimensional is on your scallop piece. Take this, slide it in, get it to wherever you're comfortable. I don't want it overlapping there. I want to see it, but I don't want it. And then you can always bring your ribbon back down to kind of just, look more natural. All right, number 3 and our last one. You just want to make sure that this doesn't hang out over the side of your card. You can turn it and do, whichever way you want. And slide that in there. Margie, I hope you make it home safe, and I hope your home is okay. All right, so there we go. There are our 4 cards that we created. So you can do 4 cards, 1 sheet of paper. And also, we did our inside already. So how cute is that? This right here, if you wanted to add a different sentiment, like I really wanted to use the comfort one. What is it? Wishing you comfort. I probably would move it this way and then put it up here in this corner and kind of bring the flowers this way. So that's a thought for a smaller sentiment, but kind of give yourself an idea. If you wanted to use a smaller one here, you could have used this and added a second one. You could add more greenery. We could add another, well, it's greenery, but it's actually wild wheat, but you could add another little stem of something there. And of course you have all of these that you could even take this and make vellum and have, something stick out there if, you just want to fill up your space the best you can. Oh, we're not done. What am I thinking? So what I did for gems is I have this, as you can tell, I probably opened this one up to get the little ones because these are a lot of other colors that I've already used. The gold, I believe. Oh yeah, look, I even just cut it open because I just had to get to the very end of them. So let's just do this. Let's get to what we need. All right, so we did. Hopefully I'll have enough. I'll have to bring another package out. So I did these in gold just to kind of offset, number one, the wild wheat, and number two, the gold ribbon. Oops. And I like to put 3 on everything. So there's one that's done. Let's just do our large. 1, 2. And it's okay that they're tucked in. If you can only see them a little bit, like this one, because your gold's kind of in the way, it's all right. It's there. It just adds, a little more accent to your project. All right, let's do these. There. Ooh, I'm going to have just enough. We'll put one there. But think about that, Oh Holy Night with the copper. Look how pretty these would be. The copper ones would be really pretty on that suite to go with the pretty copper ribbon. All right, there we go. Now we are officially done. Cindy, I love it. Did you make the DSP? Yes, I did, Margie. Oh, Carol, you're so sweet. Thank you. Thanks, Annie. Thank you, Deborah. You're welcome, Linda. Thanks, Debbie. Thanks, Nancy. Renee. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. I had so much fun. I love creating DSP. It is just so fun. I have to say that this was really a challenge for me because, oh, I moved my light. It was a challenge for me because it was not my traditional colors that I go to, like who makes blue leaves. But I really actually ended up liking it a lot more than I thought I would. And I was thinking, who does flowers with wild wheat? I don't know about that either, but I really ended up liking it. So I hope you guys enjoyed the card. Don't forget, I have bingo coming up, and it's going to be the holiday bingo. So if you're interested, sign up below for September's bingo. And if you are interested in the paper share, I have that also available to register for. I will be ordering the paper on September 6th, and I will put that together as quickly as possible and get that right back out to you. I try my hardest to, it's like a couple day turnaround. I just try to get it all. I get the labels and everything made ahead of time so I can get it all ready and get it out to you. Thank you, Rosemary. I appreciate that. Thanks, Gloria. And so don't miss out on that. Make sure you register by the 5th. I believe I put 9 o'clock p.m. Pacific time because it's about 11 o'clock that I'm usually able to order. And so if that's still the case, I will definitely order Thanks Stuff that day and get those out to you. So for bingo, I'm going to have some fun giveaways for the holiday bingo because it's going to be kind of like our Christmas bingo. And then in October, we're also going to have, I don't have it listed yet, but we're going to have birthday bingo because October is my birthday month. Yay! So I like to give stuff away and do some fun stuff for that also. So don't miss out on either of those. There will be a great 3D project in this in September's holiday bingo. So I hope you won't miss it. If you don't like 3D projects, this one's going to be different. It's very useful. And I think it would also make a great gift, and it's super simple. So I hope you will join me for that. Oh, thank you. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you for the thumbs up. I do appreciate that more than you know. I know a lot of people think, oh, you know, thumbs up does nothing. You won't get emails. You won't get anything. It just helps my channel and helps me boost my video so other people can see it. If you are looking for a demonstrator and you don't have one and you would like a holiday catalog, which is right here, I can mail one out for you, but please only if you do not have a demonstrator. If you do have one and you haven't got a catalog yet, they're just being mailed out. Mine, I just received mine like 2 days ago, so give it a little bit of time. But if you don't have a demonstrator, I would love to send one to you. So just if you go to my blog, marciebeseckerdesigns.com, then you can click at the top and it says contact and request catalog, and then just fill that out and I'll get one to you. All right, and don't forget to have a great rest of your weekend. I know there's just a few hours left for most of you. It is 7 o'clock here for me, so it's laundry time. You know, every Sunday I tell you that. Now I got to go do laundry. And don't forget to spend your bonus bucks, because there is, they are going to expire this month. So don't forget that. Thank you, Sandra. I will not be here Wednesday. I will be flying to Las Vegas, hoping I don't have a canceled flight or bad connection, because I am going through San Francisco. So why, I don't know, but I am. So I will see you a week from Wednesday, because I come home late Sunday night. So I'm going to try to get a video recorded for you guys to show, but keep an eye out on my Facebook page, because I'll be posting some things about the catalog, and you'll see those while I'm gone. All right, everybody, have a great week, and I'll see you soon. Bye, everybody.